In a world obsessed with youthful beauty, let us consider a truth often ignored. That time, when met with strength and discipline, sharpens the soul and carves the face with character. The Stoic does not chase beauty, but becomes beautiful through virtue. If you are an older man, know this. Your worth is not measured by fading trends, but by the aura you carry, the life you've lived, and the wisdom etched into your presence. You may not see it, but others do. Here are signs that you are indeed a handsome older man, not by shallow standards, but by the deeper rhythm of Stoic masculinity. A man who commands attention through stillness possesses a power that cannot be faked or forced. This kind of presence is not about being loud, flashy, or constantly talking to fill the silence. It is about being grounded, calm, and centered in oneself. In Stoicism, stillness is a reflection of internal mastery, the mind that does not rush, the heart that is not easily swayed, and the spirit that remains unmoved by trivial concerns. When a man walks into a room and says nothing, yet everyone feels his presence, it is because he has cultivated this deep reservoir of inner peace. He does not feel the need to impress, to compete, or to dominate the space. Instead, his restraint speaks volumes. People instinctively sense this. Women, in particular, are drawn to a man who is not desperate for attention, who does not need to prove his worth because he already knows it. Stillness allows others to lean in, to wonder what you are thinking, to feel the depth that lies beneath the surface. It shows maturity, it suggests wisdom, and more importantly, it signals control, emotional, mental, and spiritual. In a world that constantly moves too fast, the man who can remain still becomes a rare and attractive figure. Stillness is not passivity. It is an active, intentional state of awareness. It is knowing when to speak and when silence holds more power. It is the discipline to remain composed even in the face of conflict. This quality is not developed overnight. It is forged through years of self-observation, failure, patience, and the will to be better than one's impulses. The man who lives this way does not need to seek validation. His very presence invites respect, curiosity, and often, quiet admiration. True, confidence is not about shouting your worth to the world. It is about silently knowing it. When an older man carries himself with a quiet sense of confidence, people notice. There is no need for boasting, bragging, or constant displays of achievement. Instead, he moves through life with a steady and assured demeanor that tells others he knows who he is. This inner certainty comes from experience, from trials endured and lessons learned. It is the calm of someone who no longer seeks approval from others because he has already approved of himself. Such confidence does not demand attention, but it naturally draws it. When a man speaks only when necessary, when his words are thoughtful and his actions deliberate, others instinctively feel his presence. Women, in particular, are drawn to this kind of man, not because he tries to impress, but because he doesn't have to. His life speaks for itself. His energy speaks louder than any words could. This kind of presence cannot be faked because it's not about image, it's about essence. This confidence is also rooted in humility. A man who is truly confident does not need to put others down. He does not chase validation. He does not overcompensate. Instead, he stands firm, calm in his values and direction. If challenged, he responds, not with aggression but with clarity. If admired, he accepts it without arrogance. This balance of strength and humility, of firmness and grace, is what makes him attractive. It shows that he has mastered not just the outer world, but his inner world as well. In Stoic terms, he has trained his mind to be in harmony with reason, and in doing so, he becomes an anchor in a world full of noise and instability. An older man who possesses a composed and deliberate way of speaking often stands out more than those who constantly strive to be heard. In a world overflowing with noise, where people rush to fill silence with chatter, the man who chooses his words carefully commands attention without effort. This restraint is a sign of deep inner control. It reveals a mind that is not only disciplined, but also wise enough to understand that words are tools, not toys. When he speaks, he does so with intention, not to impress, but to contribute something meaningful. This is not silence born from insecurity or passivity. It is silence that stems from strength, the kind of strength that is rooted in self-assurance. A man who has lived, who has seen the rise and fall of moments and emotions, understands that reaction is often the enemy of reason. He knows the value of listening. He allows others to speak without interrupting. He watches, reflects, and when the moment is right, he offers words that carry the weight of experience. Women especially notice this. They are drawn to a man who is not easily shaken, who is not compelled to dominate every conversation. His stillness suggests depth, like a quiet lake that holds the reflection of everything around it. In the Stoic tradition, this restraint is a form of wisdom. It reveals a man who is in command of himself. He does not allow impulse to rule him. He does not waste energy proving his worth because he understands that worth is proven in how one lives, not how one speaks. Such a man earns admiration, not through performance, but through presence. And it is this calm, intentional presence that often makes him far more attractive than those who chase attention through noise. There is a quiet confidence in an older man who dresses with intention. He does not chase trends, nor does he try to look younger than he is. Instead, he understands the power of presentation, not as a shallow attempt to impress, but as a reflection of self-respect and discipline. His clothing is clean, well-fitted, and chosen with care. This does not require luxury or labels. Rather, it speaks to a deeper truth, that he respects himself enough to carry himself with dignity. In the Stoic tradition, outward order often mirrors inward order. When a man puts thought into how he appears to the world, it shows he values structure and purpose. His grooming is subtle but consistent. His posture is upright, not boastful, but composed. He is not loud in appearance, yet his presence is unmistakable. Women take notice of this, not because of what he wears, but because of what his appearance suggests: stability, maturity, and self-awareness. He looks like a man who does not need to be told who he is. This kind of man is not seeking attention, yet he receives it. His appearance tells a story, one of discipline and lived experience. He carries the years he has lived not as a burden, but as a mark of quiet pride. In a world where many try to conceal their age or chase fleeting standards, the man who embraces who he is stands apart, and that authenticity is attractive. It signals strength, comfort with oneself, and an understanding of what truly matters. His style, like his words and actions, is chosen, not random. It becomes another part of the calm, composed spirit he carries into every room. And in that stillness, he commands far more admiration than the man who tries too hard to be noticed. A handsome older man is often recognized not just for his physical traits, but for the wisdom that shapes his actions. Over time, he has cultivated emotional control, the ability to respond rather than react, to observe without judgment, and to remain centered in moments of tension or conflict. This composure, born of experience, is deeply attractive. It suggests reliability, safety, and strength without aggression. In a world where many are ruled by impulse, he is anchored. He does not allow fleeting emotions to dictate his behavior. Instead, he understands the difference between what is within his control and what is not. He does not chase validation nor crumble under rejection. His presence communicates that he has nothing to prove. This sense of emotional self-governance makes those around him feel more grounded. He does not raise his voice to be heard. His calm demeanor makes people lean in. Women notice this more than men may realize. In the subtleties of his speech, the way he listens, and the patience he exhibits, there is a kind of quiet mastery. This man doesn't flinch when plans fall apart, nor does he beg for affection or attention. He navigates relationships with respect and calm authority, never overstepping nor withdrawing in resentment. This depth of character is not developed overnight. It is the result of pain endured, lessons learned, and time spent in reflection. His emotional discipline is not perfect, but it is present. And that presence, that restraint in the face of chaos or desire, makes him magnetic. While others may rely on charm or showmanship, he earns admiration through stillness and depth. A handsome older man, then, is not just someone with pleasing features, but one whose emotional stability sets him apart and draws others in without force. So, walk not in search of admiration. Instead, live well, think clearly, and carry yourself with honor. The Stoic knows true attractiveness is not shown, it is sensed.